नमस्ते दोस्तों, यूट्यूब चैनल में आप सभी का फिर से स्वागत है। दोस्तों आज की वीडियो आपके लिए बहुत ही मजेदार और इन्फॉर्मेटिव होने वाला है, क्योंकि दोस्तों आज हम करेंगे रोल प्ले की प्रैक्टिस। दोस्तों मैं बना हूं एग्जामिनर और दोस्तों चैट जीपीटी है इंटरव्यू, और दोस्तों मैं लेने जा रहा हूं चैट जीपीटी का एक इंटरव्यू। दोस्तों चैट जीपीटी है क्लास 9th एंड 10th का टीचर जो कि इंग्लिश टीच करने वाला है। तो दोस्तों चैट जीपीटी किस तरह से मुझे आंसर करता है उसे हम देखने वाले हैं। और दोस्तों मैंने कुछ क्वेश्चन लिख के रख चुके हैं जिसे मैं पूछूंगा चैट जीपीटी से, और देखेंगे दोस्तों ये किस तरह से आंसर करेगा। तो दोस्तों मेरे पास है एक मेरा सेकंड मोबाइल, ठीक है, जिससे मैं चैट जीपीटी से हम इंटरव्यू लेते हैं। तो चलिए हम शुरू करते हैं। तो सबसे पहले मैं चैट जीपीटी को ओपन कर लेता हूं। देन मैं चैट जीपीटी से कहता हूं, हे चैट जीपीटी, आई जस्ट वांट टू do a role play. You are an interviewer and I am your examiner. I just want to take your interview. You are the teacher of class 9th and 10th and you will teach the English. Okay, so can I ask question?
Got it. I am an English teacher for classes 9th and 10th and you're my examiner. Please go ahead and ask your question.
Now first question is for you. Can you describe your teaching philosophy when it comes to teaching English?
Certainly. My teaching philosophy revolves around making English learning interactive, practical, and engaging. I believe that students learn best when they can connect language to real-life situations. I focus on developing their communication skills through discussions, storytelling, and role-playing. Grammar and vocabulary are important, but I teach them in a way that feels natural rather than just memorization. My goal is to build students' confidence so they can express themselves fluently and effectively in English.
Now second question for you is how do you make grammar and vocabulary engaging for students?
I make grammar and vocabulary engaging by using interactive methods like games, storytelling, and real-life conversations. Instead of just giving rules, I encourage students to use grammar in discussions, debates, and role plays. For vocabulary, I introduce new words through fun activities like word association, context-based learning, and quizzes. I also use multimedia, videos, songs, and short stories to make learning more enjoyable and memorable. My focus is on practical usage so that students naturally absorb the language rather than just memorizing rules.
Okay, now third question is what strategy do you use to improve students reading comparison skill?
To improve students' reading comprehension skills, I use a step-by-step strategy. First, I encourage active reading by asking them to predict the content based on the title and headings. Then, I break the text into smaller sections and ask guided questions to check their understanding. I also teach skimming and scanning techniques to help them find key information quickly. Additionally, I focus on vocabulary building by discussing difficult words in context. After reading, I engage students in discussions, summaries, and creative exercises like rewriting endings or role-playing to deepen their understanding.
Now fourth question is how do you encourage students to speak English confidently in class?
I encourage students to speak English confidently by creating a supportive and mistake-friendly environment. I use interactive activities like role plays, group discussions, and storytelling to make speaking fun and natural. I also introduce daily conversation practice where students talk about their day, interests, or current topics. To reduce hesitation, I start with simple questions and gradually increase the complexity. Positive reinforcement, like praising their efforts and giving constructive feedback, helps boost their confidence. Most importantly, I ensure they feel comfortable expressing themselves without fear of making mistakes.
Okay, now next question is for what method do you use to assess student progress in English?
I use a mix of formal and informal methods to assess student progress in English. Formally, I conduct regular quizzes, written assignments, and oral tests to evaluate grammar, vocabulary, and speaking skills. Informally, I observe their participation in class discussions, storytelling, and group activities. I also encourage self-assessment by asking students to reflect on their learning and set personal goals. Additionally, I provide personalized feedback to help them improve specific areas. This balanced approach ensures that students are progressing not just academically, but also in their confidence and communication skills.
Okay, now next question is, can you share an example of successful lesson plan you have used for teaching literature?
Sure. One successful lesson plan I used for teaching literature was for the short story The Necklace by Guy de Maupassant. Introduction. I started by discussing the theme of materialism and asking students if they believe happiness depends on wealth. This created curiosity and engagement. None. Reading and discussion. Students took turns reading aloud while I explained difficult words and phrases. After each section, I asked guided questions to check their understanding and encourage critical thinking. Character analysis.
Okay,
I
now
divided students into groups and assigned each group
Sorry.
a character to analyze. They discussed the character's traits, motivations, and changes throughout the story. I had students rewrite the ending from a different perspective or act out key scenes. This made learning more interactive and memorable. Conclusion, 10 minutes. We wrapped up with a discussion on the moral of the story and how it relates to real life. Students shared their takeaways, and I gave a short writing task for homework. This lesson kept students engaged, encouraged critical thinking, and made literature feel relevant to their lives.
Okay, now last question is for you. Why do you think English is an important subject for students, and how do you inspire them to learn?
English is an important subject because it is a global language that opens doors to better education, career opportunities, and communication with people worldwide. It helps students express their ideas clearly, think critically, and access vast knowledge through books, media, and the internet. To inspire students, I connect English to their daily lives and future goals. I show them how mastering English can help them watch their favorite movies without subtitles, travel confidently, or get better job opportunities. I also make learning enjoyable with interactive activities, storytelling, and real-life conversations. By creating a positive and engaging environment, I help students see English not just as a subject, but as a skill that empowers them.
Okay, bye bye. We can talk later.
Sure, it was a great role play. Talk to you later.
दोस्तों आप देख सकते हैं किस तरह से हमने चैट जीपीटी के साथ रोल प्ले किया। तो दोस्तों अगर आप भी इंटरव्यू को लेकर बहुत ज्यादा परेशान है, आप अपने इंग्लिश को इंप्रूव करना चाहते हैं, तो इस तरह से दोस्तों चैट जीपीटी का हेल्प ले सकती हैं। और दोस्तों कमेंट बॉक्स पे कमेंट कर दीजिए कि दोस्तों आप किस टॉपिक पे अगला रोल प्ले चाहते हैं। तब तक के लिए दोस्तों बाय बाय। चलिए दोस्तों मिलते हैं अगले वीडियो में, तब तक के लिए गुड बाय। अगर दोस्तों वीडियो अच्छा लगा है तो मेरे चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करके मुझे सपोर्ट जरूर कीजिएगा।